As we check out how they'll line up, and once again, it is John Bow, 2 from 2 alongside Gavin Bullis, the 08 and 09 winner. Haven't Glenn Seaton and Andrew Meadicke be putting on a show so far this weekend?
Boys have been at it, pretty clean too, so no slabs exchange hands there yet.
Jim Richards and Brett Yulden, they hit each other yesterday. Will they do so again out of row 5? Andrew Fisher's having troubles getting the Jesus Racing Falcon stopped in the corners. Rusty French has a beautiful brand new Mustang to watch out for out of row 7.
Yeah, Rusty's car is an absolute work of art. It's a game changer in this category. If you ever get to see that car, have a real good look at it. Amazing piece of machinery. Just
with this rolling start, I love that birds chirping in the background. It's a lovely time of the morning to go racing. The rolling start, obviously 2x2, and they've been told in the driver's briefing, Paul, that they've got to make sure that they remain too wide through the first 2 corners. So you're not allowed to go cutting each other off too abruptly through there. So if you're on the outside at turns 3 and 4, you're probably going to lose 1 or 2 spots. Yeah, it's a good thing. Gives the guys some room, set the standard what's expected. Peter Wallerman's the driving standards observer. A lot of time in the V8 supercars and super touring, a lot of experience. So just letting the boys know, get through the first couple of corners, don't cave anyone's door in, and then go racing. So that gives you a great idea of this fantastic venue. Look at the campground in the background. I know a few people that have been spending the night through there. Now, awesome. Keep in mind it was 0 degrees last night here, so it's very thought for campfires burning, bit of smoke around, and it's just a ripper day here. I had some fireworks going off at 6 p.m. last night. That's what you want. Boys are having at it in the campground. It's one of the last true campgrounds that you can go to outside of the mountain. So we get ready to go racing. Final time this weekend. John Bower looking oh so fast in the Tirana. Yeah, so old school start here. The flag will drop and the boys will launch. They'll drop the hammer. Remember, they've got to remain 2x2 through the first 2 corners. We have a couple on boards, including Ian Palmer, who was very busy yesterday. We've had some great shots. Looks like a scene out of the Rockford Files in that Firebird. And also Leo Tobin carrying the second of our onboards, THC Motorsport Monaro. Can Gavin Bullis do what he's failed to do twice so far this weekend and beat John Bow off the start line? Steady as she goes until the green flag waves. And it's go. And Bow once again with a beautiful start. Wants to move across and take the race lead. Bullis does slot in behind him. Meadicke will take third spot away, and actually Crick gets into the door and spins the Charger. He was the points leader only 2 races ago, and he's made a mistake. He hit Glenn Seaton's door. Look at the pacer up the inside. Tilly using the curbs to avoid freestone. That 6-cylinder Valiant is also a couple 100 kilos lighter than most cars in the field, trying to use that to his advantage in the early part of this race on cold tyres. Plenty of action. So Bullis trying to go with Bowie. Meadicke actually nice and fast on the first lap here. Oh, the pacer hooked the curb at 6 and got very sideways. Riding on board with Victorian driver Leo Tobin. This is a very patient part of the racetrack underneath the gum tree. Not a lot you can do here, just got to roll around, pick your exit point, and squeeze on the gas. Cold brakes squealing. Only a 4-speed box in these cars. Second gear for here? Yeah, second gear. Here are your front 3. Oh, you can just see the attitude from Gavin Bullis in the Mustang, the fastback. He's trying so hard, sliding out of the final corner. And Mark King's going with him as well. Yeah, Mark King's pretty happy with his car. Going with it. Bullis really got stuck into his tyre allocation. He was using up the rear tyres in race 2 yesterday. You can see the attitude on the car now. It's just starting to hurt him. Oh, someone's gone out wide and flicked up a bit of dust. Yulden might have the chance here up the inside with Paul Freestone. Tough spot to make a move on cold tyres. Downhill approach. He uses the curbs to avoid any contact. Andrew Fisher's got to have a look in here and nab him. Yep, opens up the door for Fisher and maybe even Cameron Mason. Mason's going to be the outside though, 5. Knows it's not going to happen there. So that's real good heads-up driving by Andrew Fisher. He saw the move, let the other guy open the door and followed him through. Had a chat with Brett this morning about racing the likes of Jim Richards. He swears he treats Jim no different to all the other superstars in this category as we check out the big slide from Crick.
So I don't think he's had a hand there. He's just,
I think
like
he was
he's backed it in.
I think he was really trying to avoid hitting Glenn Seaton.
Yeah, which you would.
A lot of respect between a couple of experienced racers. This is on board Queenslander Ian Palmer's car.
I'll see Cricky here in a minute, I reckon.
You can see the 2x2 that we were talking about. Oh, that's much closer than I first realised. Yeah. Everyone jumped on the anchors.
Good job by the boys to avoid that.
Now, Medeki's been fast all weekend, but he's just been caught up behind the 64 Mustang of Glenn Seaton.
Yeah, he's bobbled up behind Glenn and had a few looks, had a few moves. So he's cleared Glenn now, and obviously he's shown he's got a little bit more pace. And I think his rear tyres are in a bit better condition than Gab Bullis's, so 8 laps to go. See if we can get it done.
This is the battle we're talking about. The Lubramax Camaro is, tell you what, Fisher is on a bit of a charge here today.
York's going with him.
And he ran out too wide, and a big fishtail tank slapper from Freestone. He did a good job catching that, but Yilden picks up a couple as a result. He's leading in the Pro-Am category.
Oh,
no, Bullis.
The real
massive slide. Hang on to it, mate. That was a remarkable bit of driving.
Yeah.
He's going to lose probably 3 or 4 spots, though, but...
You could see that coming a couple of laps back. I was speaking about his tyre quality and how loose his car was.
Wow. Well,
let's see what happened. Have he got a helping hand, or here's the Fisher replay, so it slips her up the inside.
That car has been awful under brakes all weekend.
Does he drop a wheel over?
Yep.
Drops the wheel over, can't get back on the gas and loses too. So classic under and over.
Here's this one now. Did he get the curb on the inside first?
Yeah,
whoa,
got the curb. So it's lifted the front wheels off the ground. He couldn't steer. Now he's trying to hang on to it.
That is so cool. That is a drive job Steve McQueen himself would be proud of. That was awesome.
So still in 5th.
It's lost him a few spots, but...
Yeah, puts Kingy up to 4th, which fantastic job for Mark.
John Bauer turning a very clean set of heels at the front. Now with 1.3-second lead as Medeki's looking for his best race result of the weekend. Some much-needed points for him as this battle's still going on.
You know, Bauer's just got to... He's not going to waste an audience, Bowie, is he? He's going to drop the hammer. Plenty of people here today. Nice time slot on TV.
Yeah. He reckons he's been recording all the racing. It killed him to miss it in Fiji, but he recorded the whole weekend in Tasmania, got home and watched every lap.
Oh, good on him. He would have done too. He's
a fanatic. Cameron Mason, he had he was having a miss yesterday.
He's still misfiring there, like it coming down pit lane, so...
Sounds ugly. Tony Kay, where's he come from? Out of nowhere, he's caught up to the back of Andrew Fisher and Paul Freestone.
Which is always his style. He sort of takes it easy in the first couple of laps and then plays himself in, then he comes on strong. So
it's a good fit watching these cars race around Winton, but the funny thing is, I mean, the Australian Touring Car Championship only came here in the 80s.
Yeah.
It just looks right seeing this era of car run around Winton.
Well, these cars anywhere would look right, wouldn't they? You could race them up your driveway and they'd look okay.
Fair point. Camaro v Falcon v Mustang here. Fisher's got the faster car.
Ooh, big outside move. I don't think he'll be able to get the under and over here. There's not enough front end.
Falcon GT was never made for tight, twisty tracks. It was all about Bathurst. All about Conrod Straight. Flowing corners that you get on top of the mountain. This is not a happy hunting ground for Falcon GT. Oh dear. Oh.
Right on the bumper there.
That's as close as you can get without doing major damage. Just gave him a little rub.
Here comes Tony.
Karen Foloski up the inside.
Fisher shuts him down. A bit rude, I think. Really shut him down.
Freestone's car is lurching about. He is seriously wanting for grip. Halfway home in the final race of the weekend.
Fisher run on the high line there, finding some grip. There's a bit of grip out there by the looks of it.
Just look how big the Falcon looks in comparison to the Camaro. Just monsters it.
You know, the hardest thing for Andrew here is changing his driving style from the Utes to Touring Car Masters, where lean on each other's bump is just an acceptable form of racing. Around here, it's not really.
It's frowned upon. Yeah, you can't go doing that. Not with these beautiful machines. How about through the slow corners then? Pretty even Stevens through there. A couple of big braking points coming up.
Fisher's a demon under brakes, obviously really maximising the braking performance of the Falcon. see him range up on the brakes here now. Gets off this corner pretty nicely as well.
Flicks up a little bit of dust on the outside. Chasing him down in that big Ford Falcon XY GT8 show.
But Mark King now sneaking up on the back of Cito.
And Paulus are trying to make up for some lost time. Glenn Seaton in car number 30, just like he has been all those years now. And recently turned 50. Happy birthday, by the way. Just a fortnight ago, Glenn Seaton celebrated his birthday over in Perth, where his mother and daughter live.
This is pretty interesting. So Mark would have made all the coil springs in Glenn Seaton Racing's touring car career.
So maybe he owes him a thing or two. Those championships that he won using King Springs down at turn 3. It's busy still between these guys, having at it. 351 Cleveland motor up against a 350 Chev.
Mark's looking racy, looking real racy.
Yeah, it's cool when the tyres go off, you know. That's when the fun really starts with these big heavy cars. That's when drivability comes to it.
Well, listen, Jimmy's obviously waved the wand over the car, got rid of that push.
Just about to say, it's also when experience comes to the fore. And look who's lurking in the Javelin. Jim Richards, 4-time around winner here at Winton. I think 2 in a Nissan, 2 in a BMW. Won the first ever Australian Touring Car Championship round here, actually, in a BMW. They couldn't get it done at Bathurst, though, the Beamers.
No. Just couldn't have the grunt up the hill.
Great around little nipple tracks, like Winton, for example. And running something different, Jim, in the Javelin. Had that nasty crash at Sandown with it. And
Fisher down the
back
inside.
in. 3 wide.
Finally gets it done.
Yeah, that's cool. Karen Filofsky wanted the outside and was left hanging. Fisher's finally got that job done. And that was for 9th position.
Yeah, in the corner where he's been lurking all race. Tried the outside.
Oh, dear.
What's happened to Rusty?
Yeah, the Sky Sands Mustang. Oh, there's a big dent in the door. The boys at Australian Race Engineering won't be too impressed seeing a big dent in the door of
Here we go, what's happened here?
their brand new car.
Cricky's up
the
there.
inside. Now, left-hand drive car, it's really hard to know when someone's up the inside there.
So Rusty just didn't know Greg was there.
We'll fog it up.
He does now. Rusty has 2 of everything, so he won't be too worried about that. He always has a spare.
That's actually been his game plan through his career.
Yeah,
2 cars, if one
2 of
breaks,
everything.
pop in the other one.
Yep.
A seriously experienced man. First debuted at Bathurst back in 1968 in a Hillman Gazelle. Rusty French.
He actually bought Donny Schatz' sprint car.
He did. Yeah.
He's been driving it himself, taking it out to Bacchus Marsh and getting up on the wheel, so pretty cool thing to have.
Oh dear,
Kingy backing it in. Hang on to it, brother.
All locked up and managed
No
to get
problem.
that turned in
Look at that.
nicely.
That's pretty cool.
That was nice. Just a bit of car control on display there for Mark King. Donny Schatz got another win at Williams Grove in a sprint car as
got
well
it done.
recently.
Lots of wins coming this season.
So there's the connection with Rusty French as we check out now Tony Karanfilowski putting back another spot now for Paul Freestone.
So I really like the way Tony goes about his racecraft here. He doesn't get desperate, plays the long game, and it pays off in the end. You know, they're short races, but if you really gas it up and get into your tyres, you're going to fade at the end. And Tony just plays the long game.
Further back, just looking through the class structure as it works, it looks like Brent Yulden's on for a win. Oh dear, we've got problems here. The dust goes up, but thankfully everyone avoids contact.
Yeah, so that was Gab, and Gab just left his boot into it. Obviously had enough traction off the right side of the car to drive off the corner.
That would have woken Jim Richards up.
He'd be worried about getting his windscreen chipped.
Yeah. Not sure if there's a deal with Shannon's Insurance where you get a new windscreen. Oh, Bullis's car is gone. He has driven the wheels off that thing, simply trying to stay in touch with John Bowe this weekend.
Did. It's been coming all weekend. Gab's just been getting in the gas and driving it off the corner.
He also flat spotted a tyre in the first race, which is going to make his life difficult. And
Rusty's boulder wide there.
Yep, just hooked it at turn 5 and then over turn 6. The 1983 Australian GT champion, and Bullis with another little excursion off at turn 1.
You're not lifting, bud.
Just keep it pinned.
Jimmy has a sniff up the inside.
Oh, and also the Pacer getting involved in that little fight. Hackles, it's Mustang versus Javelin versus Pacer. Variety Plus at Winton.
Yeah, the Pacer's showing how good it's looked after its tyres all weekend.
He loves using the curbs.
Yeah, he loves leaving the curves. The car's lighter and very limited tyre banks for the weekend.
It's the first time that Tilly's going to finish behind Brett Youlden, I believe, in the Pro-Am class, trying to do the sums in my head. But it looks like, at the moment, that Youlden's done enough to hang on to the Pro-Am class when he's only one spot behind him. He just needs to follow him home and he'll get that win. Further back, Tony Edwards and Leo Tobin fighting for the Pro Sport category. I believe Tobin at the moment will be taking that one away. So 3 different class structures at play. So it's not all about the heroes like John Bowe and your legends like Glenn Seaton, who is on screen right now. Or just had a big engine let go on the front straight too. There's some smoke outside the comms box window, so there might be some oil down at turn 1 and 2 to worry about.
Turn 1, nothing looks like it's on the straight.
Here it is. It's Bruce McLeod pulling over. That's nasty. It's cooked it. Hopefully that hasn't left oil down at turn 1 and turn 2. And the good thing is he's got off the racetrack, so there's only really that one part of the racetrack that's got oil on it.
He's straight back to the pit lane now, so...
He hightailed it out of there, didn't he?
Yep. That's a good thing to do, get off the track. We don't want to see yellow.
Unfortunately, we had a little bit of oil spread on the race yesterday before qualifying. It was a bit of a drama.
So it looks like JB's on the timing screen just decided to put his foot down. He's sort of managing the gap there back to Andrew.
Yeah, 1.5 seconds back to...
And he's just decided to let loose on it.
Now this is where the oil might have been, but I believe McLeod probably got the car off by that stage. Did a good job getting it pulled up. Not seeing any oil flags out there, so no harm, no foul. Final lap for John Bowe in what's looking like being a perfect weekend, and also his 10th race win here for Touring Car Masters. It'll be his 2nd round victory for Touring Car Masters at Winton. Add that to the 5 Australian Touring Car Championship races he won. And this is a happy little hunting ground for the Tasmanian. But you know what? I know he was 10th in points coming into it this weekend, but you just wouldn't write him off.
Count him out. Would not count him out.
Imagine that. Don't even show up to one of the rounds and still do it.
He could get it done.
Yep.
So Cricky's back in 13th. He hasn't really recovered that well. His lap times haven't been that good. Bullis recovers to 5th, so he stems the bleeding a bit there in the points chase.
Yeah, good way of putting it. And he will just hang on to that points lead, but it's very, very tight at the top still. Next round of the championship for these guys will be Darwin.
Darwin, massive long straight. I just wonder which car JB will turn up there with. Will he revert back to Mustang Sally? Or does he think the Holden's going to have the legs down the straights there?
Only time will tell as he rounds the last corner. John Bowe. A perfect start to his life as a Holden driver.
Yeah, it's been the Johnny Bowe show all weekend here.
And he wins that one nicely. Andrew Meadeke, a pair of 4ths and a 2nd to finish off. And Glenn Seaton 3rd in all 3 races. And look at them all sliding out of the last corner. A great hungry battle pack behind Gavin Bullis, who does a great job finishing 5th, given his tyre life. Jim Richards still with a few questions that he needs to answer as to why that Javelin isn't on par just yet, or up to the standards that he would like. But I'll tell you what, Gary O'Brien's Torana, without a single mark on it, and a perfect weekend for John Bowe. This is how it looks by just under a second, but it really doesn't show you the amount of dominance that JB had this weekend.
Makes Glenn 2nd for the round on points, so...
Nice work, Glenn.
Stringing them together.
Just stayed out of trouble, didn't he?
Look neat all weekend.
Good points haul, which Glenn definitely needs. And over the page, congratulations to Leo Tobin, who should have done enough there to take out the Pro Sports class.